Hi Trader, Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. Before I get into a recap of the overall markets, I want to welcome you. If this is your very first time tuning into a ShortMeTina video, I want to say welcome. Do us a solid in the comment section. Say hi. I generally say hi back. If this is your return, if you are returning rather, I'd like to say welcome back. Do us a solid, say hi. You know I always say hi back. All right, so right now what you're looking at is the S&P 500, the SPY daily chart dating back to 2017. So another update on the market. We closed up about 1.68%. I see a quote here of 292.80. I actually was laughing to myself, well, not to myself, or perhaps to myself. I said, well, it's so funny that tomorrow's Friday. If you take price action that happened on Friday, went away somewhere, right? Say you closed down your computer Friday, you came back and you opened up your computer tomorrow, essentially you're going to be more or less at the same place. It's almost as if Monday never happened. That 7% drop in the subsequent run-up never happened if you left the markets on Friday and came back tomorrow. Again, sitting here at 292.80. Where do you think we closed on Friday? We closed at 292.62. So right almost smack dab on exactly where we closed a week ago. You know, hence why I tend to take a longer term orientation in the market. At any rate, so for the past 3 days, I've been paying attention to that 288 level. We had a hard time surpassing that level on Tuesday, Wednesday, on what's today? Today is Thursday. I do get my days mixed up. So yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we had a difficult time penetrating 288. Today we finally did it on a relative volume. Nice green candle here going as high as 293.74 before pulling back to 292.80. So for me, we are essentially right around that resistance level of 293 to 297 I've been speaking about for quite some time. I was speaking about it in terms of going bullish. I said if anything above 293 to 297, you have to remain bullish. And so now that we're kind of like revisiting or retesting that area, for me, it's quite telling. It's also quite telling that we went to 293.74 today before pulling back, and we closed under 293. So tomorrow, in my opinion, tomorrow should really, for me, be the test for the bulls, or a testimony to see whether or not this rally that we've seen for the past few days is trustworthy. If we continue to trend up, we take out 293, we don't hesitate, and we close above 100%, that's it, the bulls won this war. However, crucial point, if we're having a difficult time penetrating 293 and we find that we're pulling back, then I believe that this sell-off perhaps was stalled for the past few days and might continue into our next week. So those are the scenarios that I'm envisioning. I'm not quite sure which one is going to play out. Full disclaimer, full disclosure, I am short the market, but equally so, I'm short the SPY. Let's say that's more specific. But you know, equally I can switch my positions if need be. So right now, paying attention, heading into tomorrow to that 293 level. Let's see if we can take that out with volume. If not, then for me, this rally might be a little bit suspect. What else? All right, we have the IWM daily chart up about a little close to 2% on the day. I see a quote here of 151.92, similar to the SPY. IWM is looking rather nicely. Again, had you have made a trade on Friday, didn't do anything this week, meaning not even looking at the markets, open up your laptop or your computer tomorrow, it would be as though nothing happened, because we're essentially at the same place we were a week ago. Hence, like I indicated before, hence why I tend to take a longer term orientation when trading the markets. At any rate, like I've said before, I'm not going to concern myself too much with the stuff that's going on in the middle. My focal point right now obviously was support of 144. We're above that. Next focal point for me for the IWM is the focal point that I've been paying attention to for a very long time, that 160 level that we've had a hard time penetrating. We're about a few points away from there, around 9 points from that 160 level. So my eyes essentially really is on that. If we can't penetrate that, like I have to remain cautious, not necessarily a bear, but I have to remain cautious if we cannot get above 160. So anything above 160, we're looking good. What else? All right, and so we have a Bitcoin daily chart. It's off a little under 2%. Right now I see a quote under $12,000. Despite that, I am still relatively bullish on Bitcoin, as I've been for a very long time. So for now, in the shorter term, let's just try to see if we can penetrate 12,000 and actually hold that level. So for the past few days, including today, we've actually overshot to 12,000, including a few months ago where we went as high as, what was the high? We went as high as 13,800. However, we have not been able to sustain that move. So right now, what I'm paying attention to is for Bitcoin to sustain that 12,000 move. And just based on what has been going on for the past few days, dating back to the ending of July, we've had higher lows, right? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. I am 100% certain we will get above 12,000, and that's going to be our new floor. Once that's our new floor, perhaps 13, 14 is around the corner. Still bullish with an end of year price target at minimum of around 40,000. What else? All right, and then we have gold, ticker GLD, up marginally on the day. I see a quote here of 141.73. Very bullish price action from gold. Again, it's been trading within a range since 2013, so for about 6 years, it's been range bound. Most recently, towards the ending of June, we actually broke out of that range, and it's been on fire since then. Ran into a bit of resistance here. The resistance is this blue line. We can call that 142. Ran into a bit of resistance here. Next level of resistance clocks in at around 150. So at this juncture, am I bullish on ticker GLD? Not so much. I think that it is poised for a pullback. It's made a huge run up since bottoming out back in August of 2018. That bottom comes in at around 111. Since then, it's made a huge move to around 140. So for me, I'm expecting a pullback with ticker GLD. What else? And then we have our Uber daily chart. Going back to when the stock IPO back in May of 2019, granted, we closed up on the day about 8%. You see a close of 42.97. However, the company did report earnings after hours, so it's down about 5.4% in after hours, going as low as 37.36, I believe, which kind of gets you, if I can draw a line, it kind of gets you somewhere around here. So not quite at the IPO price, or the IPO low rather, which clocked in at around 36.08, but not too far from there. So at any rate, closed at 42.97. We're off a little bit in after hours. We went as low as 37.36. It seems as though we came back a little bit. Right now I see a quote of 40.55 in after hours. So we're definitely below this channel that it started in June of 2019 that lasted to around July. So we're definitely we broke through this channel here, but we are above the IPO low of again $36. So how would I play this? Well, I'd actually want to wait, right? I think I would wait for a couple of days to a few trading weeks to see how things play out. However, if they decide tomorrow, next week to actually run this up, meaning you see this printing 43, 44, 45, I'm more likely to fade that move up because I think it would be false at that point. But that's just my take. So Uber on my watch list. What else? All right, so let's wrap it up and round it out with ticker NFLX, Netflix daily chart, up about a little close to 4% on the day. We closed at 315.90. I believe they did a deal with the creators of Game of Thrones, perhaps why the stock is up so much today. But even so, it's still beneath that channel it started at the beginning of the year. So the lower end of that channel, we can say clocks in around 337. The upper end of that channel, let's say clocks in around 385. Again, we were bouncing through there. Company reported earnings. You had this gap down. You had this retest of that support area. It's now resistance of around 335, let's say. Could not surpass that, could not penetrate, could not get back into its range. Then we had that overall market decline, pulled Netflix along with other stocks down with it. Now you're seeing this a little bit of a pop. The most recent low going as low as 296.81. So and you can go back and listen to the previous videos that I did after the company gap down. After the company reported earnings, the stock gap down, I indicated that I see Netflix printing low threes, high twos. Even at 315.90, I still believe it has some more room to the downside to go. So I think this pop is a little bit artificial. I wouldn't be surprised if it back tested once again this one support now resistance area of around 335. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, but nonetheless, I'm expecting for it to actually fail that and get pulled back down to around Again, around the high twos. So I'm seeing around 270s, 280s, somewhere around there. All right, so that's my take on Netflix. So let's cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoy any portion of this video, I'd like you to do three things for me. One, comment in the comment section. Do you agree with my Netflix analysis? Are you an Uber, Gold, SPY, Bitcoin? What is your take on the overall markets? That's the first thing. Comment in the comment section. Two, I do videos daily, so make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina. Make sure notifications are turned on. And lastly, my friend, I've been trading for well over 15 years. So if you think you can learn anything from me, then head on over to ShortMeTina.com. Sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support. I'll talk to you tomorrow.